4 years ago, Jordan L. Mott Junior High School was one of New York City's most dangerous.
Children were running around the hallways, the fire gongs were going off. There was a lot of fighting.
Every single day, there was just fights.
The Bronx Middle School was ranked alongside 10 high schools on a list of the city's 12 most violent. Nobody wanted to be the principal.
Good morning, 22. I became the 7th principal in 2 years.
Shimon Waronker arrived in 2004.
18, that's high, that's life.
Now, attendance hovers at 93%, and test scores are on the rise. In the fall, Junior High 22 earned an A on the mayor's new report card for schools.
You have one job and one job only. It's to bring home the good grades.
Mr. Waronker is a former U.S. Army captain turned Hasidic Jew. He can be as philosophical as a Talmudic scholar and as tough as a drill sergeant.
It's your choice. If you're going to achieve academically, please sit up. You're in an assembly.
His reforms have been ambitious and controversial. From the start, even his closest allies had their doubts.
When he walked into the building, I'm like, well, how long is he going to be here?
Lynn Burke Johnson has been at the school for 20 years.
We previously had a principal for 60 days. How is he going to be different from anybody else?
Yo no sabía hablar inglés. They didn't know my background, that I was born in Santiago, Chile, that I had lived in Guatemala, Honduras, and Uruguay. And when they found that out,
they were like elated. Oh my God, he speaks Spanish.
And so I wasn't just a religious Jew, but I was also a Latino, just like them. And that created a lot of trust.
Trust motivated students like Clara Diaz, whose grades jumped from 55 to 80.
He asked us what we want to be and what we want to do to accomplish our goals. And I just started thinking that I had to finish. I had to be something.
Good morning, boys. Come on, boys, let's go, let's go. Take off your hats as you walk in, please. Go on in, take off the large earrings, please. Don't even think about it. Go to the end of the line.
When I came in the 5th grade, I was actually afraid to enter or come to this school.
Last year I was suspended for 120 days.
While the police have no record of gang activity at Junior High 22, students and teachers remember differently.
There's a lot of gang activity, there's a lot of colors, and it was hard to keep up with what color meant what, so that's when we instituted a uniform policy.
The parents voted overwhelmingly for a uniform. In fact, it was a vote of 340 to nothing.
I don't like the uniform, but we respect the fact that we need to wear a uniform because what Mr. Waronker says is true, which is that we look united more. We look like 22, the mighty marching tigers.
But it took more than khaki pants to flush out the gang leaders.
I don't think they knew who they were messing with. The first day he came, I believe he suspended maybe 22 students. They actually responded to him by saying, "You won't be here soon, we'll kill you."
Gangs are tough. They work on intimidation, indivisible.
Mr. Waronker then called on his military background.
Liberty and justice for all. You have to eliminate the insurgent leadership. Of course, we didn't eliminate any students here, but what we did is because we were an impact school, meaning one of the 12 most violent, we had additional authority for those students who were suspended to remove them from the building and transfer them. And it's really fun.
For all his tough talk, Mr. Waronker's nurturing side is often on display at his weekly leadership seminar.
Life is full of mistakes. We cannot be afraid of mistakes. Do you think I was afraid coming into this building?
No.
Raise your hand if you thought I was afraid.
Yes.
Okay, I was scared.
Because they was threatening you, they was gonna kill you?
Sure. Life is too short to be afraid. It's not that you're doing to learn from it, it's you want to live life to its fullest. That's it. Once you live life to its fullest, life is fun, no matter what you do. The problem with most middle schools is that they're so large that the kids get lost. And this is the time that a lot of kids drop out.
Did anybody not get one of these yet?
So Mr. Warrenker divided the school into 8 smaller groups. Now the same kids and the same teachers work together for 4 consecutive years.
Am I spelling that right? Yeah. Okay.
One question. What did you think about today? Yes, sir.
I learned that it's not easy being here from another country.
That's right.
Los que tienen la misma variable.
For the school's majority Latino students and its French-speaking North Africans, Mr. Warrenker started classes in Spanish and French.
Hay polinomios de una.
Mr. Warrenker also replaced half of the teachers. Some say he has an authoritarian streak and he stifles dissent.
I want you to listen to me.
One recent day, he critiqued a science teacher with more than 2 decades of experience.
So my recommendation is you really need to know this well prior to teaching the lesson. These are the kind of questions you really need to start probing.
Okay, but these are for the level. Secondly, we depend on the level of the student.
But that is the level I want them to be thinking at, Mr. Mbaba.
Okay.
That's the level I want them to be thinking at. That's the kind of discussion that needs to be happening in your classroom. Show the students that it's very nuanced. It's more complex than it appears superficially. You, as a teacher, you dig deep. That's your job.
But other teachers see a warmer side.
What we want to do is we really want to recognize children for their efforts.
It's this mentality that this school is going to be the best school in this city. You know, he gives us love letters regularly. And I love those love letters. I want to keep them. I show them to my children.
The drive to be here, I think, is all about meaning, about a sense of fulfillment, why we're here. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the Army and I had a lot of fun, but it didn't fulfill me. Here, I'm alive.